What up, boo?
What up, Mr. Ma'at?
How you doing, baby?
I'm well. You sat down, so I'm closing my computer.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You modeling good behavior?
Yes, so I can focus in during this time with you on the relationship cheat code.
Yes. What's up, good people? Welcome to the Relationship Cheat Code, where we give you the game, helping you to stress less and experience your absolute best in your relationship. This right here is my delectable, my incredible, my sensational, my spectacular, my indelible, my impeccable,
Make me feel
my
cozy.
all that and then some, my wife, Iana, y'all.
And this right here, this is my dapper, debonair, amazing, sweet baby, Pooh Bear,
Pooh Bear.
Pumpkin Wumpkin. He's my homie. He is my husband. He is everything.
Everything.
Y'all, welcome to the relationship. Oh, I ain't say your name.
Yeah.
Ayize. That's like all y'all need to know is he's my man. That's all you need to know. But this is the relationship cheat code. And today we come to you as we always do each and every week, dropping some of our thoughts, our feelings, checking in with one another. We're just getting into it on all things relationships. And so I first want to check in with my husband, see if I can beat him to it and ask him, how you doing, babe?
Before I answer that question, I just want to say this. Shout out to all of the new subscribers, the folks that have been tuning in and checking out the podcast. We really appreciate your support, your engagement. We love the energy. We love the questions. We love the topics that be coming our way. And, so
and just the love.
Truly thankful. Yeah, the love.
Yeah.
The love is real.
Sometimes, like, I mean, it really makes a difference when folks are like, when you said, or man, it made me really think, or I totally identify with you when you shared lottie-dottie. You know that in general, right? Like that's why we do what we do. But it really makes a difference. I'm like, oh, like that really made a difference for you. That impacted you. And so it means a lot when y'all share. It really does. And it makes us keep going.
It does. It's definitely empowering. It's inspiring. And it's encouraging too, to know that y'all are paying attention. And real talk, before I get into how I'm feeling, there was a bit of hesitancy. I expressed this before about us doing this podcast.
On whose part?
On my part. A good amount of hesitancy and apprehension about doing it, just simply because, number one, I wasn't sure what would be different between this and something that we do, which is called Relationship Thursday. So that's number one. But after getting into it, I see what the difference is, based off of the way that y'all engage and how y'all are responding to the content that we're dropping during the Relationship Cheat Code. So I'm aware of there is a distinct difference.
Does it feel different to you?
It does. It does feel different. Okay. And then number two, the level of transparency, authenticity, and vulnerability that we would be showing and revealing on this podcast, I was unsure about it, and then also unsure about the receptivity. And so I didn't want it to cause no beef between us. And
we gotta talk about that today.
I was, I'm very protective of my relationship, my marriage, and so I was really concerned about that. But what I can say with absolute certainty is that there ain't been no issues, y'all. No issues, no beef, no drama, and in fact, there's actually been more closeness, more connection, more intimacy, and more feelings of being seen as a result of doing this podcast. And so I just want to say thank you, baby, for pushing us, because the resistance was all on my part. But because of my baby boo right here, we in this space and we're sharing in a different way. And so I'm appreciative.
You're welcome, sweetie.
So in terms of how I'm feeling, I think that I'm settled. I'm settled today and grounded, and I'm at peace. I'm present in this.
Even though we've been running, it's been
we have
on the top of the day.
But I'm present and at peace with just where we are and on the grind always. But at the same time too, these are moments where I truly do appreciate, because it's some intentionality where I'm just getting still and being present with my thoughts and my feelings and expressing them to you. And so I like this. I'm good. And what about you?
I'm good. I'm getting more grounded now. I'm getting, because this does it for me. So let me just tell y'all, I was up a lot of the night.
Yes, you were.
A lot of the night.
And it wasn't because of what
my husband was so patient. It wasn't because of what you was doing.
Or what we were doing. I ain't have you up all night.
You had me up all night. Sometimes you do a little something. And you keep me up. But no, that was not it. But I was working. I had a deadline, so I was working on a deadline, and then I had to get up and meet my son for an early morning appointment, and so had to get in the car and drive in this LA traffic to go do that. And then what happened? I mean, that was just a lot, just to being up all night and then hopping up to do that. I have such a great partner, my baby boo. We just tag team so well. He got the baby out the door. I keep calling him a baby. I guess I got to stop calling him a baby. He's 8 years old, so he's still the baby in the family. And then running back here, we went and had a little lunch and had a working lunch, and we got some really good. We need to do that was good.
Yeah, it was.
We went to IHOP, and let me tell you something. Maybe it's because maybe we just need to go somewhere like IHOP to get work done. We be like going out for lunch sometimes to restaurants to like work. And we do get something done, but I think because
you also feel a certain amount of pressure in these other establishments. Like today, I didn't feel it wasn't nobody in there, so I felt like we could just parlay. Like you don't have a line of people waiting.
Well, I'm just be enjoying because we be going to our little spots and we enjoying the mimosa. I'm enjoying a mimosa while we working, and we like
that might be why we ain't getting no work done. It's probably because of the mimosa.
We be like, just have a mimosa while we eating our brunch or lunch or whatever.
Pretending like we're supposed to be doing.
We do be working though. It just was like really productive today. It was productive.
We ain't had no mimosas.
You know what I'm saying? We was just eating that daggone app and getting it done. So doing that, and then running back here. And let me tell you something. Having children is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. They are wonderful.
Oh yeah.
But Lord have mercy, when you got a lot of them like us,
they're gonna run you here, there, and everywhere.
Oh my gosh! Like we be coming in, and we work from home, so they they get home from school, they doing different stuff, and they like, can you take me here? Are we going there? What's happening later? And they just want to talk, and I don't want to be like, can you shut up and move out the way because it's still work hours. Yeah, that's what I be trying to say. It's work hours, sweetie. And they be like, oh, okay, but. So now, all of that to say, now we're sitting down. So look, let me just share this with y'all. In the rigmarole of your relationship, of your life, you got to find a moment to sit down, not just by yourself. We hear that a lot, but sit down with your boo. Like in the work that we do when we're coaching folks, we a lot of times say like, sit down at the end of the day, 15, 20 minutes, have some tea or share some dessert or a glass of wine or whatever, and just connect in. So, it doesn't matter when it is. It can be the end of the day, the top of the morning, lunchtime. I always go back to when my husband and I both used to work at Child and Family Services Agency in Washington, D.C. And so, he was out in the field a lot more, and your office was actually off site. And I was in the main building, but we would be having them Wednesday lunches. Yeah. And that was just like, that's a sweet memory for me. I used to always look forward to lunch with my husband on a Wednesday. So, like sitting down with your husband, you may not always be able to get lunch, or your partner, but in some way, like we're doing now, it's very grounding for me.
And you made that a priority.
I did back then?
Yeah, you did. I mean, because I'm not thinking about.
Oh, you wasn't like
so no, it wasn't.
I should have known. I was like, you need to come over here for lunch.
Yeah. So my wife, she was the one who orchestrated that. And a lot of times in relationships, it be women that be initiating stuff like that. It's not that I don't want to do it, but I'm thinking about the work. I'm thinking about what I got to do. I'm also thinking about the fact that I could just pick up something real quick and keep it moving to my next assignment and go and go and go and go and go. But again, my wife, she was intentional about challenging me to
but I wasn't like challenging you like you need to. I mean, I was like,
you didn't challenge me, but it was a challenge for me to do that.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
I thought you looked forward to it as much as I did.
I mean, I did, but it wasn't top of mind. So it's not something that I'm going to initiate.
It was like a kind of low key another task. I gotta go over here, and then I gotta go have lunch with my wife.
Once I did it, it was just like, I'm not thinking about doing it, but now that you say it.
And then meanwhile, I'm all week long, I was like, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday is coming. When I get to be with my boo.
Yeah, so I appreciated that then. And like I said, I appreciate these moments right now. I'm getting a chance to sit next to you. But today, y'all, we want to talk about something that I know not only impacts us, but also impacts you all as well. And what I'm speaking about specifically is we're going to talk about what is your relationship with fear? What is your relationship with fear, and how does it impact your relationship, your marriage? What's your relationship with fear, and how does it impact your relationship or your marriage? And this right here is something that I wanted to talk about. My wife, real talk, was kind of hesitant and not really sure about this.
I was just
particular
like,
topic, so
no,
I'm
I
calling
wasn't
her out right
hesitant.
now.
Well, I
We
was like,
what
are we just gonna talk about
right
fear? Like,
Yeah.
we just talking about fear. And I was like, you
Yeah.
got to, boo, because he was like, no, I'm gonna talk about this.
Yeah, and so it's really deeper, and this is even interesting too. Her response to this topic and my desire to dive into this topic speaks about different energies and different personalities and different proclivities.
What you trying to say?
And so I'm just saying that, like, you'll see during the course of this discussion, just what the relationship is with fear, and then how it impacts or permeates the relationship. And so I'm lifting this topic up because one thing that I feel I myself personally am becoming more acquainted with is the reality that although I have a desire to be your Superman and the Superman for our children, I can't do any and everything. I can't do all things, and so as I get older, I'm noticing certain limitations, and then I'm also surrounded, or at least more recently, I've encountered a couple of people who have unfortunately transitioned, and so to me it reminds me of finality,
Yeah.
the end. And so, when I think about those experiences and those individuals and my relationship with those individuals, like, it puts me in a place where I have to, take into consideration the fact that, like, everybody has an expiration date.
Yeah.
And of course, I want mine to be decades upon decades upon decades from now, and I want yours to be decades upon decades upon decades upon decades upon decades from now. But the reality is that it's going to happen, and it's that's a weight. That's a weight, and that's something that not a lot of people talk about or even want to think about. And so I'm lifting that part up right there because, again, I've encountered situations in which more recently I spoke at somebody's homegoing ceremony or celebration for life, and it just brought to my attention, like, you just don't know. And so when I think about the relationship with fear, like, in many respects, a lot of times people are moving, me specifically, grooving and doing our thing, but sometimes in the back of my mind, there's this thing, like, it maybe is driven. I'm moving based off of being driven by fear. I'm moving based off of being driven by, fear of what the future may hold. And so I'm constantly, it's this thing that's
What do you mean? I mean,
that's
say
just there.
more. Like, fear of what? When you say what the future may hold, or and you're being driven by it, like, what do you mean?
I just want all to be well. I want all to be well in every aspect of our life. I want our family to be good. I want all to be well financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And so it's like, it's sometimes the movements and what I do are, informed and influenced based off of, like, just wanting to have things tight, wanting to have things right. But here's the other piece, though. Like, I'm lifting this up because as it pertains to fear, like, not a lot of Black men feel as though they have permission to own that feeling. Who can you say, I can't, who can you say I'm afraid to? I mean, so if you say I'm afraid to your homies, a lot of times what you'll see and what you'll hear is, like, just tighten up. Put your head down, grind, like, handle your business. Not even taking into consideration that right there may be causing some additional stress.
Right.
when you say I'm afraid to your lady, to your queen, sometimes you get hit with the undue pressure of like, get it together, And so it's like when you say I'm afraid to the fellas, when you say I'm afraid to them, it's like push. When you say I'm afraid to your wife or your woman, it's like she wants you to pull her. And then when you say I'm afraid to your children, it's like they want you to carry them. And so
Well, at least that's the perception.
That's the perception. And so there's these perceived expectations that the homies got, that your woman got, that your children got. And as a result, it just always feels like there's this weight, there's this pressure. And so when it comes to fear, you may find yourself in a space where you don't articulate it because don't nobody really want to sit with that and receive it and give you permission to be in that space. And so I just wanted to say that, when it comes to just this whole fear piece, that I be afraid sometimes. Like, I don't be having it all together. And I think that I might make the right move, the best decision, but it's not. And then sometimes that fear shows up in ways in which I'm sitting on my hands and I don't need to. I'm sitting still and I'm stuck. I'm frozen and I need to be moving. But it's all emanating from a space of like fear. And it's just weird. In the past, sometimes I felt like I could just run through a brick wall. But now I'm aware of the wall. And somebody might say that that's wisdom. I'm aware of it, and so I'll go around it or above it. But sometimes that awareness is so real that I'm paying so much attention to the wall, but I'm not focused on what's the other side, what's on the other side of it. And so I'm stuck, just looking at it, sitting with my fear. And so, yeah. What's your relationship with fear? Why are you getting teary-eyed, baby?
I didn't really know what Ayize was going to be talking about. I knew it was fear, but I didn't know what you were going to say. Babe, I love you so much. And I just want to put you in my pocket and take care of you and your fear. And I feel I'm just happy. I'm thankful that you shared with me. And I just hope that, and I know it's probably not the case, depending on like the very real things that we're dealing with from day to day, especially if we feel differently about a particular thing or what we should do or, whatever. But I just, my prayer is that you always feel 100% comfortable sharing with me. And I want you to know that it's okay to be afraid. I know you know that like intellectually, but you know what you said about your children want you to carry them. I don't know why I'm feeling this so much. And your wife wants you to pull her and your homies want you to push. I just felt that. I feel like you feel stretched. You can feel overwhelmed. And Black man, it is my job to take care of you. And I will do that until the day I die and beyond. It is okay. Because one of the things that I know is like over time, I feel like you've shared more, but you don't always share your feelings about stuff. So just hearing that, I just feel like it's a privilege. I just like, thank you. I love you. And I got you, boo. I got you. It's okay. I just feel Oh, I just want to scoop you up and take you upstairs. I want to put you in the bed and put the blanket over top of you. I want to take care of you. I felt that. So I didn't mean to do all of that, but so
Well, can I respond before you answer
yeah.
that question about your relationship with fear? You know, I definitely appreciate the response, and you know, it's I don't doubt at all, like, you know, that you want to create that safe space for me to connect in and be transparent and be vulnerable, and you absolutely do. Real talk, you do. For me though, it's me having to get over me and and really overcome and deal with the cultural indoctrination that that speaks to and really lifts up the whole piece around like men don't do that, men don't express that, men don't share that, men don't say that, and so yeah, so that's that. Like you're doing, I mean, you're doing everything, and so I'm not even asking that you do. There's nothing more that you can do. And real talk, like if I were to really be honest, which you know that's what we do here on this podcast, but there's a part of me that feels guilty about how well you treat me.
Why?
Because you do such a great job. And so I know you probably like, but that's what I'm supposed to do. And you talking about you want to scoop me up and put you in your pocket, put me in your pocket and all of that. But it's like, I mean, so I feel bad about having the feelings of fear. And then I feel bad about you wanting to take care of me and my feelings of fear because I'm aware that you as a black woman, as a black queen, you got your own shit. And so I don't want to be your burden. And you know, so I you know, it's sometimes I may not share because I'm trying to take care of you too.
I know.
And I don't want to place anything on you. I want to hold your hurt. I want to hold your issues. I want to hold your pain. I want to rescue you. And so that's the position and that's the formation that I know how to be in. I want to be your Superman.
You are. You absolutely are.
But I don't want to be that dude that's being saved by Superwoman.
That's a whole nother podcast unto itself. Why not? Why not? If you can be, and you have always been that for me, but if you can be all those things and be okay with that, then why is it that men, black men, why y'all have a hard time with being rescued, taken care of? Maybe you don't want the word rescued, but you know, one of my things I say a lot is it's okay to not be okay. And I'm in an organization called Jack and Jill. I'm a teen advisor in there. So this month we're focusing on that with the teens. Mm-hmm. It's okay to not be okay. So it's okay. And that's, that's a lot of times attributed to mental health and emotional health. But whether it's mental health or not, like period, like who you gonna not be okay with better than with me? Be not okay sometimes with me. And I just think more than anything, I know what I get from you. Like sometimes we're going through so much in the span of a day, a week. I mean, we'd be moving. Ayize was out of town. You were out of town, flying to DC, and not a show flight from the West Coast. No. Going to the celebration of life from, one of our Blamley members who passed away. And then you had a meet up and you were connecting with family while you were there. You came back in here. I mean, hustling, seeing people, coaching people, doing all the things to run the business, taking care of the kids. I mean, I said as soon as you got back, I can't remember what it was. As soon as you got back, I was like, you gotta go pick up Akina. And then you had to leave. Oh, that was just recently, but then you had to leave back out, go to New York with our son. I mean, I'm looking forward to this coming weekend. No sidebar. Wow, 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 wow. I'm looking good. I mean, I'm looking good. I am looking good. Yeah. But but I'm looking forward to that. We're going to Big Bear. I'm going to enjoy that. Just me and you.
Yes.
Your birthday weekend. And I'm going to spoil you. I'm going to spoil you good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, I am. Okay. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to rescue you. Yes. We'll do all those things from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Get ready.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to take you in.
Yes, baby.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So anyway, thank you for sharing that, babe. It's like you needed to get that out. It's like you needed to share that because, you wanted to bring that forward. And I feel blessed and highly favored that you chose it to share with me.
And all y'all.
So you asked me what my relationship with fear is. This is such a broad question as it relates to our relationship. Just in life.
Your relationship with fear and how does it impact our relationship?
Our relationship.
Check that real quick.
So Rama. So I guess the best way that I can describe my relationship with fear in general is that I think that I was going to say I kind of suppress it. You know me, so I don't know if this hits or not, but I don't think I fully suppress it. It's not like I don't feel my feelings. I do feel my feelings, but my like I when I get really afraid, just with anything, and for me, what I mean by that is like, in our relationship, like our connection, our day to day, I don't know if I feel any fear. I mean, I don't feel much. I feel very safe with you. And I feel like this is my grounding place and space, you. So I don't have, not that I won't ever, that I haven't ever, that I won't ever. I just, generally speaking, like that's just not a thing. So the fear that I feel might be like with regards to like business or what we got going on or managing all the stuff, the kids, finances, like all of the things, anxiety, those kind of things. So for me, I think when the fear starts to pop in that, and then also with the kids, I mean, our oldest went through a process and there was a lot of fear there I had to work through. I tend to like lean forward and kind of go into like almost like attack mode, I think. Like I just like push. Like if I get overwhelmed, I retreat. But if I get afraid, I think I kind of, I like get on, move, do, go, do, like that. So that's where I think, because I feel like when I'm afraid, I feel like I don't have control. And, as I know a lot of people, listening to this can probably identify with, when you don't feel like you have control, which we don't really got no control anyway. We really don't. But my honest to God gut reaction is, if I don't feel like I got any control over some things, I'm going to do everything in my power to see what I am able to control. And I do first start with me. I do like focus on like grounding myself and, pulling out the devotional more and reading to you and, just being more intentional in my spiritual practice. But outside of that, then I'm like making my lists and doing the things that I need to do. And I think that's because I feel like God ain't never, Ever, ever. I mean, never. God ain't never let me down. He ain't never let our family down. God is never, you know what I mean? Sometimes we be on the edge and we be like, look at God coming through again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I know that I have to do what I have to do. And I have to like push through what can sometimes feel stifling in terms of the fear so that I can, get to the other side. And I think the way that it probably impacts our relationship is that, when I do get into those places, I mean, I think, we're a little seasoned. We've been together for a while. So you kind of let me do what I do. Let me be how I be. I let you be how you be. Let you do what you do. But I know at times because I am, is that me? Oh, because I am kind of in that mode, like leaned in, and you might be like, relax. And I'm like, and we can kind of clash maybe at times.
Yeah.
Or you might be like, I'm just sitting still for a minute. And I'm like, come on. Or you like slow down and like pause for a minute to think about what you're doing. So I think sometimes like that's happened in the past. But I mean, honestly, I feel like we just kind of know how we roll and it works well. This is one of the things that I want y'all to know. When you really make room for your partner to be who they are, to be themselves, not that you don't give them any feedback or share how you experience them, but when you really make room, like I really make room, and I have not always done that. I ain't saying I always have, and I don't feel like Ayize has always done it, right? Like we have been judgy of each other, or, my husband say, you always doing something, trying to do something, whatever. I'm telling him like, can you just move quicker while you processing so long? Whatever the case may be. But when you really make room, then what actually happens in a couple dynamic where two people are committed and two people are one is that where I naturally fall short or start to get weak, my husband just pulls forward and does what he does like a samurai. You know what I mean? You just start moving and I don't even have to share it with you. I don't even have to say it to him. He just knows, right? Like I'm just in the bed a little bit more. He's just leaning forward and doing what he needs to do. I might be off. The same thing with him. He can just kind of get to a place of overwhelming, like, oh man, like, he ain't even got to say nothing. And now we just know it. And we've said that like, lately we said it a few times, like, when you up, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm about to go down. You like, I'm coming up. And that is just like such a blessing.
It really is.
It's such a
like
blessing.
a tag team.
It's a super tag team. It's a Superman, Superwoman tag team. Rescuing each other from all the stuff of life. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, you're absolutely right about that. Because there are times where, so just as you don't necessarily articulate it either. So you don't say, I'm afraid.
No, I definitely don't.
Why you say it like that?
I told you I half suppress it. And then they let it come up some and I'd be like, grounding, push it back, let it come up. All right, I'm tired of that. Push it back.
Yeah.
Because I don't particularly, I just think it's my personality. I'm like, all right, fear, get over there. It's time to go in. So I don't like it so much.
Yeah. So, but what's also interesting is that, so even though you don't articulate it,
though.
I know because it shows up. Like the evidence is apparent, and it's there right in front of me in terms of your demeanor, your lack of engagement. Not necessarily with me, but just
you like, said that though. Like I kind of don't.
Oh yeah, you'll be sitting in the same spot in the bed like all day.
Well, but I'm working.
But it's a different type of like you don't.
I'm not sitting there paying my toes.
No, but you just.
I'm on a computer.
Start to work slower.
I definitely do.
Yeah, you might start to sleep a little bit more. Your energy is a little bit lower. You
more effort to get some results. I have to put in more effort.
Yeah, more effort. And, but just as you said, like it's in those moments where I see you in that space, and even though you're not articulating that you're afraid, overwhelmed, or anxious, I see it, and it's in those moments. Not that I need that in order to step up, but I will say that when I see you in that space, it kicks in. Something kicks in inside of me that says, "Let me save my woman."
That was so sexy. Say it again.
No, I mean, it's just the truth. Like,
Just say it one more time now.
when I see you in that space,
Yes.
something kicks inside of me that says, let me save my woman.
You can save me all day, any day.
No, I mean that's and so I mean, but it's the vulnerability, it's the authentic, it's the you allowing yourself to be seen and not pretending to be all good. You might be pretending to be all good, but
I don't be pretending.
But what I'm saying is that it gets to a place or to a point where it's like
I'm just not sharing so much.
I know you're not all good.
Yeah.
And so let me, cross the T's, dot the I's, look around the corners, and just pay attention to what's not being said so that I could tend to your heart and try to increase your level of security and create that safe space so that you can be good. I want to restore you.
And you do. I mean, you have it down to a science. You know how to do it for me. You'd be like, babe, go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got it. I got the kids. I got dinner. What you need? What you need from me? Y'all, I know we have said this. If you followed us for any length of time, we've said this at different times to just ask your partner, like, what do you need from me? When you don't know what to do, y'all are disconnected. You're not disconnected. Your partner seems off. Whatever it is, just ask.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it seems so simple, and sometimes I think we don't do the simple things, especially if we don't know what kind of answer we're going to get. But it really it works, and it makes a difference. And if you make it a practice, like, because my husband will ask me, different times, I don't always say, oh, what I really need is la di da da da. There's about half the times where I'm telling him something very concrete, and then the other times I'm like, I'm good, babe. Right? I don't have anything, but if you didn't have that practice of checking in with me during those times and in general, then I don't even actually get to experience the practice of you offering me the invitation to be vulnerable, and then me deciding to accept. Because that's really the real deal. Like, everybody, all of us, we're not going to just be vulnerable and share all, because, I asked him that time and he ain't say nothing. You know how people do? Mm-hmm. Well, I did tell her, like, I could help her, and she ain't never say nothing, so, and then get an attitude. Like, you know what I mean? Practice being a safe space for your partner. Practice softening your energy and asking them, what do you need? And then you give them the ability to practice being vulnerable. And I know you've done that for me.
And you likewise, baby. You likewise.
I think we're a pretty good team.
We're a great team.
A pretty good rescue team.
I don't know if we gotta be a rescue team.
I keep saying that word on purpose.
Yeah, you're trying to be provocative.
I'm not trying to be provocative. I'm saying, let me rescue you.
Oh, yeah.
Let me. You do let me. I feel like you do. But with a stiff neck. With a stiff neck, I'd be like, come in, you'd be like, like, you don't really want to, let yourself fall a little bit. Yeah. But I want to be that safe space for you. That's what I'm supposed to be.
Baby. You are.
Yeah.
You do a great job.
Now, I will say, when we're in the bed, in the bedroom, there's a part of you that comes out that, you allow yourself to be my baby. Wow, 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 wow. To be continued. Everybody, I'm just saying, would you agree? You know what I'm talking about?
I just caught that. To be continued.
Everybody, thank you for watching another episode of The Relationship Cheat Code. This has been good as always. Thank you for coming into our space, for allowing us into your space, your home. Yeah. And we'll see you next week. If nothing else, y'all, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's all right to feel some fear, to feel some stuff. Share with your partner, connect in with them, have the conversations, write a little note, let your guard down. That's how you get that level of connection that only very few people ever reach. Yeah. But you can do it. You can do it. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.